Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about one of my core theories, and this is that there are two ways to fail, one way to learn, and one way to be successful. So these concepts go along the lines with the millionaire mindset, where if you have this mindset, then you will be successful. It's simply like, once you have the mindset of being a successful person, once you leverage the way your mind works to be successful, then you'll be gravitated towards success. You'll no longer want to do other things because being successful, it'll be like an addiction. You'll become addicted to success, and it feels great. I remember a lot of the time before I was in a constant state of fear. This is the first way to fail, and it's fear. So, fear is the negative associations with an action. Some of my fears were the way I talk. It was hard for me to ask for something. It was hard for me to ask for something because I felt like it was demanding. I felt like it was taking value away from people. I felt like I was being a negative member of society. And I had to overcome that and realize, hey, give and take, that's what makes people feel comfortable. And once I developed this paradigm of, this equals comfort, then my fear started to lessen. I explained my fear. I logically pulled the power away from fear. Some other ones that I had were with posture, because I felt like I was asserting dominance. I felt like I was better than other people. And same with eye contact. If I look people directly in the eyes, then that's saying like, I'm not afraid of you. It's saying like, you should bow down, kind of thing. And that was in my inflated perspective. In my perspective, it was like, if I do these things, I'm going back to fear, if I do these things, then people will hurt me. People will judge me. I fear the negative reactions. That is fear. And the way that you overcome this fear is through progressive desensitization. So what this means is, say if it's eye contact, you say, okay, look at this one, like, first day challenge. Just look in the eye of this one person in the hall that you probably will never see again, or at least for a couple months. Just glance into their eyes, then you're done. Because when you're starting, that's where you need to start. You need to get comfortable with that little 1% before you can continue on to the 2% and the 3% and the 4%. What happens when you go after the 50% or the 100% of what you consider successful? Back then I considered, okay, if I can go through an entire conversation while mostly looking at a person in the eye, then that's success. And you should definitely have that insight in mind, saying, okay, my goal right now is to do that. That provides a purpose to that. But with fear, with the progressive desensitization, it's first day, you just look a person in the eye, you're done. Second day, if that was very, very scary to you, do it again. Lower your fear a little bit. Lower your fear a little bit. Over time, you will understand, okay, it's normal to do that. Then I can do half a second. It's basically just building up for what you can do. It's saying, I will do this, and then doing it. making sure that the goals you're setting are the goals that you will actually act on. Because what happens when you don't do those goals, once you don't take action, when you say, I'm going to do this, it weakens that sense of command that you have over your body. It weakens that control you have to just be able to plow through fear and do. So it's very, very important to set your goals small enough to where you can actually do them. And through this process, you'll actually save time. You might think, okay, one big thing, and then I'll never be fearful again. But there's a lot of instability with this. First of all, you won't actually do it. Second, if it ends up in anything less than a perfect situation, then you'll judge yourself for it. And that leads into the second fear. That leads into the second failure, rather. And that is doubt, shame, regret. It's pessimism, rather. And pessimism is saying, that wasn't good. I did it and that wasn't good. It wasn't good enough. What you really have to do in these situations is understand, okay, I was here, I was fearful of doing this action, I did this action, that is enough. It's freedom from outcome. It's saying, it's really establishing that connection between, I have a thought, I will do this, and then actually doing that. It's not about, oh, was this bad, was this good, was it bad, was it good? It's just saying, okay, I did this, I am proud of myself for acting upon my thoughts. Acting upon your thoughts. That's what you should pride yourself on. The outcome of the situation is really just random. Because you don't know yet. You don't know. This leads into learning. So the outcome is what determines how you can learn. And learning really should be more objectified. So it's saying, okay, the outcome was this. It's either positive or negative. If it's positive, okay, take a step back. What specific actions did I do to produce that outcome? Same with the other one. I did these actions and I produced this outcome. That's how you learn. And over time, you'll have a situation where it's 5% good and 95% bad, instead of saying, oh, I acted on my thoughts, this whole thing is awful, it's a horrible structure. Instead, be okay with that failure, and then understand, okay, how can I increase my success and decrease my failure? You'll always have failure, but it will just continue to decrease over time. So success is never a destination. It is, say, if you want, perfection is never a destination. Success is what you determine as successful. So you might say, okay, 5% failure and 95% success, that is success. Or maybe it's 50% failure, 50% success, and you save more time. It's really whatever you want. It's really more utilitarian. What do you want to be successful? How successful do you want to be in this area of your life? How much success is necessary to perform the things that you want to do in life? One of the things for me is at the beginning, it was really hard for me to do this. And this is talking to an inanimate object, a camera, thinking intellectually, speaking fluently, speaking with energy, that's difficult. It took time to build this up. If you look at my old channel, it was Zach Y, the Tech Tip Guy, and that one, I went full on perfectionism. I expected me to be right away perfect, and I just wasn't. So it was very draining for me because I was seeing all the mistakes of that. I was seeing, okay, this shot was a little bit shaky. I didn't quite say that right. My tonality wasn't on point. I didn't come up with enough energy in this. What I said was a little bit weird. There's really no purpose to this video. That was the biggest thing. And it eventually just crumbled. So it was very draining, along with the thought of, well, it wasn't really helping anyone. And those two things, that made me stop. You really just need to understand, okay, where I'm at now, it's good. That goes with the self-doubt part. Increase the good, decrease the bad, up to the point that you want. Work until you've achieved your goal. Cause and effect. Just remember cause and effect. You can see the effect. The effect is more emotionalized. Okay, this felt good, this felt bad. This response from my environment felt good, this response from my environment felt bad. And then you step it back. This is quite complex because there's a mix of the two. So you try and replicate things that are more good than bad in the context of what you usually get. So say if what you get is usually 80% bad and 20% good, if you get 25% good, that's something that you want to gravitate towards. Even though it's not perfect, it narrows down the options. Over time, you understand a more specific form of success in that area. With understanding the balance between working hard and relaxing to be the most productive, well, look at this extreme. Working too hard, you're going to burn out. That's an absolute truth. If you never do anything, you won't do anything. So at first glance, you might want to go full on work hard if that's your thing. But if you really want to relax, you don't want to be so stressed out, then maybe you need to go full on relaxation. And there will be periods in your life that you shift between these two. And then over time you'll be able to figure out ways to work but also relax, or relax but also work. And you keep bringing it closer to the point in the middle where you can do both, and you can do both even more powerful. Good luck, and I hope you have some really great results out of this video.